Does your desk look organized to everyone else, but you still can't find anything? Or maybe you've tried every planner, every app, every color-coded binder, and none of it sticks? That's not a discipline problem. That's a brain fit problem. And today, we're fixing it. Hi, I'm Jacqueline from ASD Life Coaches, where we help autistic adults build real-world skills, independence, and confidence through cognitive life skills coaching. No shame, no one-size-fits-all advice. Here's what we're going to cover today. Why standard organization systems usually fail, the real principles behind building a system that actually works for you, and 4 specific hacks you could start using this week with real examples for each one. Let's get into it. So first, why do most organizational systems fail? The short answer is they were designed for neurotypical brains. And neurotypical brains process, prioritize, retrieve information differently than autistic brains do. Here's what's actually happening underneath the surface. Autistic brains often have what's called executive functioning differences. Executive functioning is the set of mental skills that helps you plan, sequence tasks, manage time, shift attention, and remember things when you need them. Think of it like the operating system running in the background of your brain. When executive functioning works differently, and for a lot of autistic adults it does, the standard tools that everyone recommends just don't usually work. For example, a daily planner assumes you'll remember to open it. A filing system assumes you'll remember where you put things. To-do list assumes you can naturally prioritize what goes first. But if working memory is a challenge, or if task initiation feels like pushing a boulder uphill, there's also something called object permanence. While it's usually talked about in babies, it shows up for a lot of autistic adults in a functional way. So if something is out of sight, it genuinely feels gone. Not metaphorically, your brain actually stops generating reminders about it until you put in a drawer. The brain doesn't see it anymore. And then there's monotropism. That's the tendency for autistic brains to have a focus intensely on one thing at a time. This is actually a great strength in a lot of contexts, but it also means that when you're deep in a task, everything else disappears. The systems that require you to constantly switch attention, like checking multiple apps or jumping between different organizational tools, works against how your brain naturally flows. So here's the key takeaway. You don't need more discipline. You need a system designed around how your brain actually works, not how someone else's brain works. Let me give you a couple of scenarios. This is Alex at work. He's 29 years old, he works remotely, he's smart, detail-oriented, genuinely good at the job, but every week there's the same problem. Emails pile up, deadlines sneak up on him, and important tasks get lost in a sea of half-finished to-do lists. Alex's manager keeps suggesting a planner. Alex has tried 4 different ones. None of them lasted for more than 2 weeks. The problem isn't the motivation. The problem is that the planner lives in a drawer, which means Alex's brain stops knowing it even exists. And the to-do list has 47 items with no hierarchy. So every time Alex looks at it, the brain freezes because it can't figure out where to start. The system wasn't built for Alex's brain, a generic brain. Let's talk about another scenario. Morgan at home. Morgan has been trying to keep the apartment clean for months now. He sets reminders on the phone, he makes cleaning schedules, he watches organizational videos on YouTube, but his apartment still ends up chaotic by Wednesday. Why? Because Morgan's system has too many steps, too many decisions, and requires too much task switching. Clean the kitchen, then the bathroom, then do laundry, then vacuum. Each one is a whole different context shift. The mental load of moving between them is genuinely exhausting. Morgan isn't lazy. Morgan's brain just hits its switching limit quickly. Both of these situations have real solutions, and they come from building systems that work with the brain, not against it. 4 organization hacks for autistic brain. 1, make it visible, all of it. Replace hidden storage with open visual systems wherever possible. This solves the out of sight, out of mind problem directly. If your brain needs to see something to remember it exists, then the solution is to make things visible. You can use open shelving instead of closed cabinets. You could put your most used items on a counter or desk surface, not in a drawer. Use a whiteboard or a large sticky note on your wall as your to-do list instead of an app buried in many apps on your phone. If you pay bills, keep a physical inbox tray on your desk where a bill comes in, it goes in the tray. When it's paid, you could put it in another place. You need to be able to see it. And if you see it, your brain can register it. Start with the one area that causes you the most stress. Don't reorganize your whole life all at once. Don't make it a big, huge project. Pick one surface, one category, make it visible. Or another hack you can potentially use is design zones, not lists. So instead of a to-do list, organize your tasks by context zone, where and when you do them. This works because it removes the decision fatigue. Prioritizing a long list, your brain doesn't have to figure out what to do, it just knows what zone it's in and follows the zone's rhythm. The way you can implement this is think about your day in chunks. Morning at home, work, evening, wind down. Now assign tasks to those zones instead of a time. The morning zone might mean take medication, check email, eat breakfast. Work zone means complete one focused task, respond to messages, log hours. Evening zone could mean set out tomorrow's things, close tabs, decompress. Write each of these zones on a card or sticky note, keep it somewhere visible in that space. If your schedule varies or if you struggle with routines that feel too rigid. Zones give you structure without requiring every minute to be planned. Here's another hack, the 2-minute launch rule. For any task that feels hard to start, build a 2-minute on-ramp, a tiny, easy action that gets your brain into motion. Task initiation is one of the most common executive functioning challenges for autistic adults. There are many of them. The barrier isn't the task itself, it's getting started. So a small launch action bypasses that barrier by lowering the threshold dramatically. So how can you do this? Pick a task you regularly avoid. Figure out what the smallest possible first action is, not the whole task, just the ignition. Washing dishes, the launch is turn on the water. Sending an email, the launch is open the email and type the subject line. Writing a report, the launch is open the document and type today's date. That's it. Once you're in motion, your brain often continues. And if it doesn't, that's okay too. You still did the launch. Use this anytime you feel frozen in front of a task. Don't ask yourself, how do I finish this? Ask yourself, what's the 2-minute launch? Hack number 4, build one master reset routine. This is a short, consistent, end of the day or end of the week routine that resets your environment and your mental state. It works because autistic brains often struggle with transitions, including the transition between chaos mode and organized mode. So having one predictable reset routine creates a reliable anchor point. Instead of trying to stay organized all the time, you just return to organized regularly. Design a 10 to 15-minute reset that covers the same steps every time. It may look like clear the desk surface, check the visual to-do board, move undone items forward, set out what you need for tomorrow, and close any open tabs or apps. Write these steps down, keep the list in the same spot, do it at the same time each day or week. It doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be consistent. Consistency is what's key here. Use this at the end of your workday, Sunday evenings, or whenever you notice things starting to feel out of control. The reset is your return to baseline button. Here's what I want you to really hear. If you've tried to get organized before and it didn't work, that is not evidence that you're incapable. It's evidence that you were handed the wrong tools. Your brain is not broken. It just has a different operating system. And when you build systems that match it, things start to genuinely stick. And these are learnable skills, and you don't have to figure them out alone. If this was helpful, subscribe to ASD Life Coaches, give us a like. We put out new skills-based content for autistic adults every week. And if you're ready to work on this with personalized support, visit us at asdlifecoaches.com to learn more about one-on-one coaching. We'll see you next time.